Hey guys, on my way back to finish disking the 55-acre field, I stopped by a 23-acre field, separated 23-acre field. There's a small little 3-acre patch that I am going to go ahead and attempt to see what happens with this chisel plow. And as you can tell, it is working a little bit better. And I'm still on my cell phone seeing if hold on, I'm getting ready to bog down a little bit. If this field can be chisel plowed at all. So we get the right depth here where the tractor can work and still do a pretty good job. This field was another field that I planted last spring, soybeans, and nothing grew. Well, I mean, it grew, but just weeds absolutely took over, as you can tell. So I have not disked this yet. This will be the first time. I wanted to see what'll happen chisel plowing, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. This is what I wanted to happen on the other field, but it didn't happen this way. So I'll be able to come in here and disc it, and after I get done chisel plowing, and hopefully create a pretty solid seed bed. It is a 10-shank chisel plow. It doesn't have the springs on it. It doesn't vibrate. This is something I picked up from a farmer about an hour away from where I'm at, and I gave next to nothing for it. It was just something he had laying around and something that I needed. So it was kind of a win-win situation for both of us. I think I only paid $500 for it. But the beans on this field, I'll show you here in a few minutes. I don't think they got more than a foot tall. So yeah, everything's looking good to this point. Things are going pretty good, and everything's chisel plowing up pretty nice. You kind of see barely the rows. You'll be able to see them a little bit better right up here. Beans only got to be about 6 inches tall. Planted right around the end of June 25th, and nothing ever made. I had, like on a lot of my fields, I had a lot of weed pressure. There's a road that goes through right here of the property. Up there on the hill, I farmed that as well. That's the rest of the 20 acres. The west end of that field actually produced beans and produced a very good stand, anywhere between 50 to 60 bushels an acre. However, they didn't mature in time, so the beans never actually produced any viable seed, and they molded, they turned black real small, and just wasn't a good stand at all. If everything would have continued on like what it was looking like, I would have had a very good stand of beans with hardly no input costs other than the seed and the time. I didn't have any fertilizer even on it. Like I said, I am an organic farmer. You can't use chemical fertilizer, you can't use chemical herbicides or pesticides, nothing synthetic. Only all natural products, specifically like manure, chicken litter, turkey litter. Those are the only types of fertilizers that you can use. They do make sprays that are all natural that I'm going to be attempting to use this year. I've got good outlets in Garden City, Missouri. John Ortiz and Bill Cook. Those guys know what they're doing. They help you out with the right products to help your seed germinate quickly and early, get a good strong vigor, as well as a good type of fertilizer to use. They put you in contact with the people that help you out with that. So if you guys are ever looking for anybody, send me a message. I will get you the contact information of John Ortiz and Bill Cook if you're interested in becoming an organic farmer. I do have a couple other outlets for you guys to speak with. I farm a total of this year, 2018, will be approximately 250 acres all organically. My second year, it's kind of a big undertaking. My third year, I will be pushing 600 to anywhere between 600 and 800 acres, with my 5-year goal of being 1,000 acres. So all this ground is a reclamation project. This has not been farmed for at least 4 or 5 years. Some of the ground hasn't ever been farmed in the last 40 or 50 years. In order to be certified organic, you can't have had any synthetic pesticides or fertilizers put onto the ground in 3 years. So even if you are a traditional row crop farmer, you can transition into organic and still capture a pretty good premium. Organic beans for 2017 we're selling for $26.50 a bushel around this part of the world. Transition beans were still selling pretty well. They were selling, you know, I think market price was $9 to $10 a bushel. I think transition beans were still selling anywhere between that $13, $14, $15 mark. So economically, it does make sense, financially even, to grow organic row crops. I'm not a organic vegetable farmer. I plant soybeans, corn. I'll be doing milo and wheat in the next couple years. Last year was beans. This year will be beans again. And then the following year will be corn. So I'm also a big proponent of cover crops. Let the cover crops, the clover, different types of clover, produce your nitrogen, and you know, let natural products, making a turn here, let natural grasses and everything produce your fertilizers, so that will cut down on your costs. It is also, as I'm reading and finding things out, it is a huge benefit to the soil to have something always growing. So if you can have something growing on your property that you're farming, then you know that's only going to help the natural health of the soil, help build organic matter. It is my overall eventual goal to be 100% no-till with cover crops. That is my overall goal in the next 2, 3, 4 years. As you can tell, I run old equipment, and even though it is not top of the line by any means, it still gets the job done. You know, I paid $500 for this chisel plow, and look at it, it still works. You don't have to go out and spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a brand new red, green, blue, you name the color. You don't have to go out and buy a brand new piece of equipment to get it to work. Now, as time gets along and capital increases, your ROI increases, return on investment, then yes, you can afford to purchase that better, brand new equipment. But if you're starting out like me, you got to make do with what you got. And this is what I got, and I'm making do with it. As you can tell, I've ran into a few roots over here. I'm going to have to do something about that, but I'm not going to mess with it today. So I'm going to finish chisel plowing this 3.5 acres, whatever it is, and then go back over just about a quarter mile to the east of where I'm at right now and finish disking that 55-acre field. But I wanted to give you an update on how everything's looking right now. Everything's looking pretty good. And in another couple weeks it'll be ready to disc. Probably I'll have to disc it one more time. I'm looking for a field cultivator. That's something I didn't have last year. I look on Craigslist, Big Iron, Tractor House, Machinery Pete, I mean, you name it. I'm looking at in the classifieds, even in the paper, looking for just something that I can get on a deal. Normally, you'll have to put a little bit of money into it, you know, fixing it up and everything else like that, which is, you know, that's just the name of the game when you are a beginning farmer like myself. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys here in a little while when I'm back to disking. All right, guys, thanks. All right, guys, March 15th, update on the small 3-acre field that I chisel plowed a couple weeks ago. Don't remember the date. Everything's disking up pretty good. The chisel plow killed a lot of the grass. The disc is finishing up the rest of it right now. Everything is looking pretty good. I'm gonna have to hit it probably one more time with the beam on the back of it because it still needs to be leveled up a little bit. But this is working out pretty well. I'm gonna turn right here and got pretty tight corners on this field. I finished disking the rest of the 20 acres, which is up on top of the hill. Oh, what was that? 3, 4, 5 days ago, whatever it was. And that field's looking a lot better already. Farming around here is going pretty hot and heavy. My neighbors all around me are disking, getting ready to plant corn. I want to have everything ready, leveled out as much as I can. I'm going to get a field cultivate everything. Hopefully just one more time. Hopefully that's all it's going to take. And get ready to plant some soybeans. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video if you like what you see. And we'll see you guys pretty soon.